It is finally Champions League time again, and Galatasaray are facing Juventus in the Champions League knockout stages. I have watched some of Juventus' game and tried to find out their weaknesses, strengths, and how Galatasaray can beat them. Let's look at that. And this is the starting 11 I think they will start with. But before we talk about that, their manager is Spalletti. He took over in the middle of the season for Igor Tudor, a familiar name we know. The Juventus Spalletti took over was a Juventus who had not won in 8 games and had 3 losses in a row. After Spalletti has taken over in 23 games, they have 13 wins, 6 draws, and 4 losses. So he's trying to rebuild this Juventus again. The 11 I think Juventus will start with is Gregorio in goal, Kalulu as right back, Bremer, Kelly as centre backs, Cambiasso as left back, Locatelli, and if Thuram will be available, he's got a knock on the training and did not play against Inter, and is not sure if he's going to reach this game. But if he's going to be available, he's going to start probably. So Thuram and then Conceição and Kenan as wingers, McKennie as this free role. I will talk about his role later, and David on top. This is the 11 I think they will start with. If Thuram is not going to be available, I think Miretti, the player who started against Inter, will play there. But it looks like I think Thuram will be available. But how is Juventus playing? On paper, this is their formation. How they are playing out, I will show you guys from what I have seen. It is something like this sometimes, where Locatelli is dropping down, McKennie has that free role and running everywhere. But the thing with Juventus, Spalletti's Juventus, is that they are very free in their roles. Suddenly, sometimes their fullbacks can come in and to support their center midfielders. McKennie can run behind the defense on the left side, for example. Cambiasso can go on the right side, as you see here. He's the left wing back. Kalulu can sometimes take Conceição's role, and Conceição's go wide, and then Kalulu is going in. Even David and McKennie can switch places. It is a very special team, I think. And defensively, sometimes they play with this, as they did against Inter. They did something like this, where Locatelli supported Kelly and Bremer and went down sometimes as the third center back. For example, Inter's header goal, Locatelli, who is a central midfielder, didn't win that duel, which is natural, but he was dropping down as that center back and supporting there. But they also play sometimes like this, with McKennie dropping down as the wing back, while Locatelli and Thuram are central midfielders, and Kalulu is going in and supporting Bremer and Kelly and Cambiasso. While often, almost all the time, from where I have seen, Yildiz, David, and Conceição are the three up front who is pressing. And I will show here, this is when I was in a low block against Napoli, but it switched on very much in the game as well. Here you see McKennie is the wing back and the same three up front, but you see Kenan is dropping a bit inside to support the midfielders, Thuram and Locatelli. Also, things like this, Locatelli dropping down and supporting the center backs. And as you see, he's the circle around him, and the arrow who is pointing at is Cambiasso, is went inside, while Thuram is wide. So they are very, very various in how they're playing. And for example, on their kickoffs, if you noticed against Inter as well, if you watch that game, they are attacking straight away. This is their kickoffs. And if they're not necessarily are scoring from these kickoffs, what I think they want to say or show is that we are here to attack. We are not defending, in the sense, the mentality thing, that they are really trying to get into the opponent's head that we are attacking. And as you see here, I'm not sure how many goals they have scored on this thing, but for me, this is more like a mentality thing rather than we are going to score from this, because it is 11 against 8, 9 players. Another thing is McKennie, who I think is a very, very good player in the sense that he's running a lot in the spaces and is doing um, the life easier for so many Juventus players. He is taking the runs the star players really doesn't like to take, and he is creating space for the players. If he is getting the ball and has the ball turned from the goal, from the opponent's goal, he can play, for example, Kenan Yildiz, so he gets the face towards the goal, or Locatelli, or Thuram. He's always taking that really the work that is should be praised more, because I think he's the motor of this team actually. He's very good. And as you see here, he takes a deep run and coming here, getting the ball behind the defense, very difficult to take out. And McKennie is a player who is going into the box. It's not always sure what type of position he's playing and where he's playing, because he's running everywhere. And defensively, as you saw, he was suddenly right wing back. So yeah, he's a very difficult player to take out. Another thing with Juventus is that I think some of their maybe their best player in my eyes are Locatelli. Every game I have seen, he's the heart of their team. He's their playmaker, the deep playmaker. And on SofaScore, for example, I know stats doesn't have too much to say, but he's topping it there from all the players in the Serie A. In the Champions League, he's the second highest rated central defensive midfielder. He's a very, very good player, Locatelli. He's their captain. Bremer is a very strong defensive player. Very strong, fast, physical, not so good with the ball, I think, but they are not trying to use him that much with the ball either. So often he's going centrally of the three in the back and trying to just play to Kelly or Locatelli if he's the third center back, or Kalulu if he's the third center back. Kelly is a left-footed center back. I think he's good on the ball, but the difference between him and Bremer is that Kelly, I think, is more weaker defensively. Cambiasso is a player who's not the same as McKennie, but he's wandering everywhere. I don't see that he has some very, very strong sides, but he's like a team player. He's not the best defensively, but again, he's not the worst either. Kalulu as well is true. I think it's two decent players, Cambiasso and Kalulu. Probably Kalulu is a bit better in my eyes. Thuram is a player who can run through a midfielder line. For example, like Zakaria did against us when we played against Monaco. Thuram has that capability. He is good with the ball as well. The both with him and Locatelli is that they're very, very strong when they are close to players, because they're very big. Thuram is 192. Locatelli is 186 or something. They are very big central midfielders. But again, when they're so big, I will show what the weaknesses of the team in general of Juventus are. Conceição, left-footed right winger, goes much inside, good on the tight spaces. His loan fee to Juventus was 10 million euros, and they bought him for 32 million euros, so it's 42 million euros, and he's 22, 23 years old. This is a player there are big hopes for, but I don't think he has got his potential out yet. McKennie, we have talked about, of course. Kenan Yildiz, still can't believe that he is not a Galatasaray, but a Turkish, that he chose our national team. Because Kenan Yildiz is probably one of the biggest talents in the world. I remember Szczesny, the Barcelona keeper now, when he played for Juventus, he said that Kenan Yildiz was the biggest talent he had ever seen. Now he's playing in Barcelona, so probably now he's going to say Lamine Jamal, of course. But Kenan Yildiz is a huge talent, likes to go inside, can play people through, can score on his own. I remember I saw, because I'm born in Norway and yeah, I'm Norwegian, of course Turkish as well, but the point is anyway that when Juventus faced Bodø Glimt away, I remember um, he came in the second half against Bodø Glimt, and the commentators, because Kenan just was the best man on that field. He just was extreme. Every time Kenan had the ball, it was so dangerous. They said that this is the best player who has had his feet on this field, Kenan Yildiz. They were just like blown away, the commentators. Like, this is a crazy player. Jonathan David, is a. We were linked with him when we were not sure if we were going to get Osimhen or not. David is a. I'm not. I haven't figured out what kind of. He's, fast, strong. He's not the biggest, but he's, again, I will say, a decent or a good striker. Can't say decent. All of these players are very good if they got space. That's what Galatasaray need to be careful for. But anyway, the thing with Juventus is that they are a very disciplined team. When they are in a low block, it's very difficult to get through them. They work as 11 all the time. When they are low, everybody's going low. When they're high, everybody's going high. They're very, very strict team. As you see here, it's no necessarily some superstars here, as you see. So they're very, a team that is playing for each other. And I forgot to say this, Juventus is on 5th place in the league, chasing for the Champions League spot. And they ended on 13th place in the Champions League with 13 points, 3 points ahead of us. So it is clear that this Juventus team really are aiming for, Champions League spot, trying to rebuild this Juventus to the back on the track again with these kind of players. And let's look at some of their weaknesses as well, from what I saw. The thing is, when they're pressing with 3 up front, it is much space if you can dribble past them when they're pressing high. If it is Kenan, David, or Conceição, if you're getting past them when they're pressing hard, Thuram and Locatelli needs to cover up that space if you are doubling on the wide, so their fullbacks can't go up and press. And the thing with Locatelli and Thuram, because they are so big physically, they struggle sometimes when they need to use their pace and when they need to run in space. Not only space, in the tight space as well, if they are not there. The thing is, if you are letting them come to you, they will take the ball from you because they will win those 50-50s. But you need to be so fast on the ball that they can't reach it. And that happens many times. Here as well, you see in these pockets, it is not only Thuram or Locatelli. This is something, it's normal against teams that are playing with 5 in the back. And if they're playing 3 up front as well with the pressing. Look at the space there. Thuram struggles to follow that run. And Kelly needs to go out. And that's another thing as well. There's defenders, Juventus defenders, are really pushing in the offensive marking. This is something I really love in football in general. But that creates a lot of space behind them. Here as well, Thuram struggles to follow this run and Parma scoring their goal on the cross. It's not only Thuram's fault. This is the whole team. I'm not trying to say Thuram is a very bad player or whatever. He's an extreme player. He's very good player. He's playing for the France national team, and if you are giving him space and letting him dribble, he will destroy us. That's one thing, but you can really punish him and Locatelli and Juventus in overall if you are using those pockets. And how Galatasaray are going to use them, I will show. But the 11 I think Galatasaray will start with, or hope is going to start with, is Ujan Chakar in the goal, Wilfred Singo, Sanchez, Abdul Kerim, Jacobs as defenders, Torreira and Gabriel Sara because Lemina are suspended, Baris Alper and Noah Lang as wingers, Salai as that attacking midfielder to support the midfielders, and Osimhen on top. Salai played that against Ajax as well, and we succeed with it in the second half. And he played very great in that role. So I think that Salai is going to play like that. But when we are playing out from, if we are playing out against Juventus, I believe, and we need to play out something like this. This is just in my head because Singo, that's why I really want him to play. If you watch the analyze video I made of Singo, the thing with him, yes, defensively he's extreme physicality, winning the duels, but he's absolute probably best skill, if you ask me, is how he's taking the ball up with him and dribbling past lines, dribbling past pressure. If Singo is can take the ball and dribble past Kenan Yildiz, for example, when he is trying to press him, then we are going to create that huge space with Gabriel Sara, Salai, and Baris Alper. And why I put Salai on the right side here in the build-up is because I believe that if Salai is getting the ball here, he is much better than, for example, Baris to turn up and play up again, or combine with Sara, for example. If this is going to be the case, I don't know. Maybe not. But anyway, if we're playing long as well, we need to play it on that Baris and Salai side. First of all, Noah Lang is not as good as them in the air, but also that Kelly is there and trying to get that ball away from Bremer, because Bremer will probably win those duels, but Kelly is not as good as Bremer in those duels. So we can create something there as well. And on that side is Cambiasso, who I don't think is the best player there. So if Baris Alper can run inside when Kelly is going out, because they are very, very aggressive in the offensive marking, that it will create a huge space behind Kelly. And Cambiasso is not the absolute best to follow those runs either. So therefore, I think we can punish them. It's also on the opposite side with Abdul Kerim. Abdul Kerim, we have seen that many times. Sometimes he does it too many times to take the ball up with him and dribbling sometimes in problems. But if he also can take the ball up with him and dribble past Conceição and get, for example, the ball in Noah Lang's feet against Kalulu or whoever who are trying to mark him, or McKennie if he's on the right side, or Jacobs, then you can create problems for Juventus as well. So yeah, and the Juventus also, I forgot to mention that, is that they are in the set pieces, they are very dangerous with Bremer, and they are doing all of these kind of weird things on the corners, as they did on the kickoffs, as they're doing in the build-ups. Their identity is this free soul, I think, Juventus. They are not following any rules on the corners, on the set pieces. They are very like trying to do some very unique sets. And in the end, they are trying to find Bremer. Thuram is dangerous there. Locatelli is good on headers. Kalulu is not bad on headers. Kelly can also win those duels. It's a very difficult team, Juventus, and they played against Inter with 10 men for very long time. It was, of course, not a second yellow card for Kalulu. I think that was a horrible mistake by the referee. But again, someone will say that, yeah, Galatasaray played an easy game against Eyüpspor, while uh, Juventus played a very difficult game against Inter away with 10 men. But sometimes that can really make a fire under their belly, and they will really fight, get that motivation, like with it's us against the world. We really need to get back from this. Let's show our how our comeback will be. While Galatasaray, if they are a bit like, yeah, we had the easy game, we have the energy and so on, everything is in the head. But anyway, it says itself. Galatasaray played on Friday, Juventus played on Saturday. Galatasaray had a much easier game against Eyüpspor, and the opposite thing happened, that Eyüpspor played with 10 men, and we could change the players and rotate much more. For example, players like Torreira, Gabriel Sara, Salah didn't even play any minutes. So, and Jakobs. So that's a very, very good thing. Okay, guys, I can't wait for the game. I really believe that we can get through this round, but it will be very difficult because Juventus is a very good team. But so are we, and I really hope Singo is starting. Okay, guys, comment down below what you guys think about this game. Please hit the like button, subscribe button, and comment down below what you think, how you think the game will end. And I hope to see you soon. Bye.